Hello friends. Welcome to Chessmate. The game of the century is one of the most famous chess games of all time. It is also considered to be one of GM Bobby Fischer's best games, despite the fact that he played it when he was just 13 years old. The game was played in the Rosenwald Memorial Tournament at the famous Marshall Chess Club in 1956. Donald Byrne, one of the top American masters at the time, had the white pieces against the young Fischer, who was still a year or two away from being well known. Byrne opens with knight to f3, Fischer's knight to f6, knight c3. Bishop g6 pawn d for Bobby castles bishop f for Bobby goes for the Grn field defense. Queen b3. Pawn captures the pawn. If black doesn't capture the pawn, then white can develop the bishop with tempo. Queen capture the pawn. Pawn c6. To defend the double attack from the queen and bishop. e4. Knight to d7. Rook d1. Hitting the queen by knight b6. qc5 keeping an overly advanced posture. This move is not a mistake yet, but it is risky and creates the tactical opportunity into moves. Bobby developing his leases by moving bishop to g4. Bishop to g5 to hurt the e7 pawn in future. Castling would have been more prudent for white. The bishop move played allows a sudden tactical advantage to be uncovered by Fischer. Knight a4. Fischer strikes. This move undermines the knight on c3, which holds e4. A brilliant, most surprising stroke. Offering the knight for we. Let's see what happens if white capture the knight. Knight to e4 and a dangerous double attack against queen and bishop. Let's see this hypothetical scenario. Queen capture e7, bishop capture f3, queen capture d8. Rook capture d8, bishop capture d8. Bishop capture d1. Knight to c3, rook capture d8. Knight capture d1. Rook e8. White king still exposed in the middle of the board. Rook and bishop not developed yet. This is very dangerous to white. If the knight opening is lead to check, and white will lose its rook. If white play 100% perfectly, it is not easy to hold this position. Retreating the queen while trying to keep an eye on e7. Capture the knight on c3. White cannot capture the knight with queen. It will again cause double attack. Capture knight with pawn. Knight captures e4. Bishop capture e7 with the support of queen. Black queen and rook are under attack. Black moves the queen to b6. Rook still under attack on f8. Let's see what happens when white capture the rook. This will cause a tempo move towards the queen. White offering the queen at b3. Instead of capturing the queen, black plays the rook to open e8 file to attack king. Again, all of this exchange it is very threatening to white. Byrne saw all this variation in his mind. Due to this, he doesn't capture the rook, and he plays bishop to c4. Bobby capture the pawn on c3 by his knight. If black capture the knight, then white can regain the material by playing rook to e8. The pinned bishop cannot be saved, other than attacking the queen, so Byrne played bishop to c5. Fischer first activates the rook and threatens the white king. King to f1. The only logical way out of check. Fischer now has a queen and knight hanging. What is to be done? If this is the game of the century, then bishop e6 must be the counter of the century. Fischer offers his queen in exchange for a fierce attack with his minor pieces. White has many options: attack the queen or bishop or knight. Let's see what happens if bishop capture bishop. White will lose the match by smothered mate in few moves. Let's check this. Queen to b5 check. King g1. Knight e to check. King f1. Double check by queen and knight by playing knight to g3. King g1. Knight e2. Queen f1. Rook f1. Knight to e to checkmate. It's a beautiful sequence of play. Let's go back to original position, and we can check other options too. Queen capture knight. Queen capture bishop. White bishop is pinned here. And also pawn cannot capture the queen, because that will open up attack from bishop towards queen. So declining the queen sacrifice is not good for white. So white capture the queen. Bishop capture the bishop. This will be a check. King goes to g1, that is the only allowed place to move. Knight e to check. King f1. Instead of threatening rook, Bobby captures the pawn on d4. Well, there is a reason for that, we will see later. Again, king comes to check. This tactical scenario, where a king is repeatedly revealed to checks, is sometimes called a windmill. Fischer doesn't capture the rook, but he improves his position by capturing the bishop on b6, and open an attack against queen. Queen cannot capture the knight because it has the support of a strong bishop here. That is why Fischer captured that pawn earlier. Queen b4. Rook a4. Queen capture b6. Knight capture d1. King h1 and making an escape route to king. Rook a2 by Fischer. King h2. Knight capture f2. Rook e1. Bobby eliminate the rook. White completely helpless here, but Byrne still tried to attack Fischer by playing queen to d8. The plays goes on. Bobby improves his position. Knight to f3. Byrne's only way to save this game by playing knight and took the bishop, but is a very ambitious hope here considering the scenario. Fischer play knight to e4. Byrne took a one last chance to save this game by playing queen to b8. Bobby play b5. h4. Bobby closes that path by h5. Knight e5. Every piece and pawn of the black camp is defended. The white queen has nothing to do. King g7 by Bobby. If white play knight to d7, then white will lose queen by checking the king. Move the king to g1. Now Byrne is hopelessly entangled in Fischer's mating net. King f1. Knight g3 check. King e1, then bishop b4 check. King d1. Bishop b3 check. King c1. Knight e2 check. King b1. Knight c3 check. King c1. Finally rook c2, and checkmate. The game of the century is important because it is a masterpiece of combinational play and creativity. to strengths that helped make Fischer one of the greatest players of all time. The game also displays a memorable queen sacrifice that does not lead to a direct checkmate but instead instructively shows the power of harmonious pieces in materially imbalanced positions. Thank you so much for watching this video.